Okay, so today we will start the new chapter, oscillations. So just for your understanding, periodic motion, okay, periodic motion oscillation vibration. So periodic motion and earth moving around the sun, okay, that happens in 365 days the earth will complete its movement and it will come back to the initial position. So that is a periodic motion illaya, or 365 days nu sollalam. If ella vaatiyum 365 days, every time it is 365 days. So that is a periodic motion. So that this is a general term, okay, this is also a periodic motion. At the same time, pendulum clock, this is also what? Periodic motion. So inside periodic motion, earth moving around the sun, that is also there. At the same time, a pendulum clock movement, this is also what? Periodic motion. Here is mainly concentrating on not this type of periodic motion, we are concentrating on oscillation. Oscillation will come under periodic motion, okay, all oscillations are periodic motion, but all periodic motion need not be oscillation. So oscillation, same thing is what is vibration. The only difference is, in the case of vibration, the frequency is more. In oscillation, less. Okay, in oscillation frequency is less, vibration frequency is more, but both of them are conceptually same. Clear? Okay, see children, suppose I am taking this example of simple pendulum. If I catch hold of this pendulum and if I move to this side, now I am applying some force, I am moving this pendulum to this side. Now what will happen? Suppose when this pendulum, if we leave this to mean position, if there is no air resistance or friction, it will do oscillation. Now when we keep, a force will be acting towards the center, a a force will be acting towards the center. We have studied in elasticity. What kind of force is this? Restoring force. The force which is responsible to bring back the bob to the initial position. Initial position சொல்றதுக்கு precise என்ன சொல்லலாம்? Mean position சொல்லலாம். In work power energy we have studied about stable equilibrium. So the restoring force is the force which is responsible for bringing back the mass to stable equilibrium. New students, stable equilibrium theriyuma? If you do not know something, don't hesitate, okay? Just ask, clear it and go. Clear, children? So this is stable equilibrium. Stable equilibrium means if we replace, it will come back to this position. Move panniyalum, it will come back to the same position. So restoring force, this is restoring force. Clear? Done. Suppose if we keep a spring and mass, so if I pull this and if I leave, what will happen? It will go and it will do what? Again oscillation. If there is no friction, it will do oscillation. Here also we can see a restoring force acting by the spring. Correct dane? Okay. So the condition for simple harmonic motion is a restoring force must be there. So what about this force? F is equal to, what is restoring force? Kx, avladana? Minus kx. So that condition is important. So F is equal to minus kx. Now this is okay, fine. Direct formula itself is minus kx. There are certain oscillations where F is equal to minus k x raised to n, where n is odd number. Why it is odd number? To maintain this sign, what? Sorry. Okay, leave it. Just put n itself. Okay. And we need not do much discussion on this. This is not in our syllabus. Just for your understanding, I am telling. Just understand, like F is equal to minus kx raised to n. Leave. So this is called harmonic motion. Harmonic motion, a restoring force which is responsible to bring back the mass to the stable equilibrium position, and F is equal to minus k x raised to n. This is a general case, and this is called a harmonic motion. In harmonic motion we have complex harmonic motion and simple harmonic motion. Complex harmonic motion and simple harmonic. So when F is equal to just minus k x raised to 1, if this comes, this is nothing but simple harmonic motion. Okay, and we will be able to deal simple harmonic motion with the cosine functions. Okay, so this is going to be what? Cosine functions. The equation of oscillation will be sine function or cosine functions. When we go to complex motion, different equations, complexities will come. But we have only simple harmonic motion to study in our syllabus. So that is why this oscillation chapter is also called as simple harmonic motion. Okay, so the condition is F is equal to minus Kx. Clear? So this is the basic title of the chapter. Clear? Any concern, any problem so far? Okay then. So the distribution is like, the topics are the displacement, okay, the movement of bob or mass or its displacement. Okay, number 2, velocity, acceleration, energy, then time period. Okay, these are the 5 topics which we need to study in this chapter. Okay, the displacement of the mass, displacement of the bob, velocity. So different positions, what is its velocity, then acceleration, time period. So mainly finding time period, we will be concentrating on spring, okay, and spring pendulum, then symbol pendulum also. Concentrating on this various configuration of these two. Okay, spring ipdi vacha ipdi, spring ipdi irundha ipdi, spring ipdi irundha ipdi, everything, inclined plane, adu thanni kulla vacha ipdi, everything will be there. Okay, so various cases of these two. Other than this, there are some general cases from the other electrostatics. So what will happen? Oscillation can happen. So wherever possible, those concepts we will have to apply there and we will have to get. Okay, and if they ask for Neet, that will not be very tough problems also. That will be very simple problems. If you are able to find that restoring force easily or carefully, you will be able to get the answer. Okay, so this is the distribution. Now let us start. Okay, fine. Suppose if this is the mean position, okay, that is the mean position, okay, stable equilibrium position. So from here, okay, displacement will be measured from mean position. not from extreme position. Okay, this is also extreme. So always we should understand that we will be measuring displacement from where? From mean position. Is it okay to find the displacement using this equation? Can we have studied this equation, right? S is equal to ut plus half at square. So if initial velocity is given, can we use this equation in order to find the displacement? Discussion nadakunu. You can tell, I will tell, we should discuss. Okay, other than through discussions only classes will be interesting. ஞாபகத்திலும் வைக்க முடியும், கான்செப்ட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ண முடியும். So it is not like I am teaching, you are listening, nothing like that. Discuss. இது பண்ணலாமா, இது யூஸ் பண்ணலாமா, இது யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்றவங்க கை தூக்குங்க. Those who say no, we cannot use it this, I strictly object this, அப்படி இருக்கிறவங்க just raise your hands. யார் மேல? சரி, தண்டனை இருக்கு சரியா? கரெக்டாக ஆன்சர் சொல்லலைன்னா செம்ம தண்டனை, இப்போ பனிஷ்மெண்ட் இருக்குது, பயங்கரமான பனிஷ்மெண்ட் வரப்போகுது, தெரிஞ்சுன்னா சொல்லிக்கோங்க. ஓகே, ரொம்ப பணிவு, நம்ம பெரியவங்கள் யாரும் நினைக்கக்கூடாது. எளிமை, வினயம், வணக்கம், இதெல்லாம் நான் பிறந்ததுலேருந்து எனக்கு இருந்த குவாலிட்டிஸ் தான். நான் அப்படியெல்லாம் யோசிச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, அவ்வளோதான். ஒரு வாட்டியோட லாஸ்ட் ஆன்சர், இது யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாதுன்னு யோசிக்கிறவங்க ஜஸ்ட் ரைஸ் யுவர் ஹேண்ட்ஸ். ஓகே, தங்கம், வை ஏன் இது யூஸ் பண்ணக்கூடாது?
லீனியர் மோஷன்லனா டிஸ்டன்ஸ் கன்ஃபார்ம் ஆகுது. இங்க ஆசிலேட் ஆகுதுனால
இன்னொரு வாட்டியோட சொல்லுங்க.
லீனியர் மோஷன்லனா அந்த ஃபார்முலா யூஸ் பண்ணலாம். இங்க ஆசிலேட் ஆகுறனால
இங்க
ஆக்சிலரேஷன் ஆகும், ஆசிலேட் ஆகுறனால.
ஓ அப்படி. ஓகே, யுவர் வெர்ஷன் இஸ் தட்.
So it is not undergoing in constant acceleration. Acceleration can change, so it can slow down.
தங்கத்தோட பேரு
Aishwarya.
Good. இது என்ன தெரியுமா? Reason, the proper reason is nothing but this can be used if we have constant acceleration. When we studied motion in one dimension, constant velocity v is equal to s by t, constant acceleration சொல்லிட்டு 4 equations of motion. In the side we wrote like a variable acceleration. Variable acceleration போட்டுட்டு what we wrote? Calculus, differentiation and integration. So here என்ன ஆகும்? Papa, are you able to understand? Have you watched these videos, motion in one dimension videos and all? வாட்ச் பண்ணலை, புரியுதுங்களா? இப்போ நானாக இருந்தா எனக்கு அதெல்லாம் வாட்ச் பண்ணாமல் இது புரியுறது கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம்தான் என்னோட லெவலுக்கு. பாப்பா சிங்குக்கு புரியுதுன்னா பரவாயில்ல, புரியலைன்னா சொல்லணும். ஓகே, ஓகேப்பா. பேர் என்ன? நந்திதா. ஓகே, okay pa, are you able to follow? Okay, this is very important. Okay, simple things da, but basics. Okay, so idu use panna mudiyadhu, we cannot use this because displacing the mass here, restoring force may be 2 Newton, 3 Newton, restoring force to that side is increasing 8 Newton. So restoring force is increasing. When the displacement is increasing, F is equal to, F restoring is equal to what? Minus kx. F restoring is equal to minus kx. So this x is increasing. X is nothing but this displacement. So when the x is increasing, the restoring force is increasing. So variable acceleration, we don't have any way to use this equation. So idu use panna mudiyadhu. Okay, agreed? Fine. So that is one point. Another point is, suppose if the thing is starting from the mean position, suppose if the movement is starting from the mean position. இங்க வரைக்கும் வந்திருக்குன்னு வெச்சுங்க. If it has reached here, this is what is displacement x. So x is equal to maximum எங்க வரைக்கும் வரலாம்? This distance is what is amplitude. That is what is amplitude. So a into sin omega t. புரியுதுங்களா? Okay, so this displacement is nothing but x is equal to a sin omega t. Okay, so this is the equation of displacement. Okay, one point. Another point is, suppose, okay, let this be one case. Another case is, suppose if this is the mean position, if this is moving towards this direction, if it is moving towards this direction, if this displacement is x, then x is equal to, left side when we consider from mean position, this is going to be minus a sin omega t. Clear? புரியுதுங்களா? Okay, so this is nothing but x is equal to a sin omega t. So the second case is, but side we are taking minus a sin omega t. Okay, third case. So this is time t is equal to 0, time t is equal to 0, this is time t. அதே மாதிரி இங்க this is time t is equal to 0 and this is time t. What this is showing, முதல்ல initially the particle was at mean position, then it is moving to the extreme. Okay, so maximum distance enna, adu amplitude, this is amplitude. Okay, fine. Ini suppose if we are taking from one extreme, okay, this is amplitude, this is time t is equal to 0 and this is time t. So now this time it is starting from the extreme position, starting from the extreme position. Suppose if I draw this waveform, what I have done, x is equal to a sin omega t, I can draw like this. At a time, what is displacement? 0. Correct? So this will increase. Again, after going to the extreme position, it will come back. So I can have the sine wave here. Clear? Same way here, if I consider this side, again this is also what? Sine wave. Okay, this is also sine wave, but minus a sin omega t, we can draw like this. Okay, suppose if it is at the extreme end, at a time t is equal to 0, its displacement is maximum. At a time t is equal to 0, its displacement is maximum. So here this displacement is x. We can say this is, equation wise we can say x is equal to, left side from where we should measure the displacement? From mean position. Left side we will take what? Negative. For sign convention we can write this as minus a cos omega t, minus a cos omega t. Clear? Okay, note down this, those who want, note down. யாருது? Nandita, any doubt?
Sir, in negative sign x increase ಆಗುವುದು
ಕೇಕಲ್ಲ.
Sir, in negative sign ಆಗುವುದು x increase ಆಗುವುದು f decrease ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ.
Magnitude, just consider magnitude that time. Negative shows the direction. Negative just shows the direction. Magnitude edukumbodhu we won't consider a negative sign. Negative sign is just ijk. So if you when we on the potential energy, since it is scalar, we will be considering that negative sign as its magnitude itself. Since force is vector, we will be putting negative sign as a sign of direction. So can I erase this? Okay, so third case is like a left side. If it is starting from extreme, cos omega t, if the displacement is on the left side, as a sign convention we will be putting negative. Okay, one more case is, suppose if it is starting from right extreme at a time t is equal to 0, and here at a time t it reached here. Now we are measuring the displacement from the mean position. Okay, from the mean position. So x is equal to what? A cos omega t. Okay, so these four cases are there. Just for clarity, it will not trouble us. It will not trouble us. Clear? If they are specifically mentioning in the question, the particle starts from mean position, we should take A sin omega t. Negative side mostly we need not get. We won't get negative side. Okay, only positive side we will be getting. So if it is starting from the mean position, A sin omega t. If it is starting from the extreme position, A cos omega t. We need not worry about minus A cos omega t. Just for your clarity, somewhere if it comes, you should not get confused. That is why I give. Okay, so mean position A sin omega t, extreme position A cos omega t. Okay. Okay, so this omega t is what actually? Phase. We have studied this in alternating current also. So that is nothing but phase. Omega t is phase, the direction and position of the particle. Direction and position of the particle is mentioned as phase. Suppose if it is starting from mean position, then what is its initial phase? 0. If it is starting from mean position, then initial phase is 0. Omega t plus 0, this is actually. Okay, if it is 0, starting. If at time equal to 0 from end, then what is the phase, initial phase? Prabha? Pi by 2. Initial phase is pi by 2. Jansi, are you able to follow? Okay, pi by 2. Because already it is away by pi by 2. If we put this in the graph, see, this case, how we have drawn? We have drawn like this, a sin omega t. This case, how we will be drawing? We will be drawing this. So, if this is pi, this is minus pi, or what? So this case, it has started a little bit ahead, correct or what? So this is having an initial phase of, sorry, pi by 2, having initial phase of pi by 2. So thing what we have written previously, a cos omega t. What we can write here? We can write like a sin omega t plus pi by 2 also, meaning it has got an initial phase of pi by 2. Clear? Suppose if the mass is starting, suppose if this is amplitude A, extreme position, this is mean position. Suppose if it is starting from here, t is equal to 0. So this shows that it has got an initial phase phi, not pi by 2, not 0, somewhere in between. Correct? Nothing wrong in that. So graphically, what is this actually? We can write like a sin. Everywhere reference is what? Sin. So a sin omega t plus phi. This is what is the initial phase. Okay, initial phase. The graph need not be like this. The graph need not be it can be like this also, some other shape. Just for your clarity I am giving. It will not trouble us. Okay, are you able to understand? So it can be any phase. So if they give the particle starts from mean position, no problem, a sin omega t. If the particle starts from extreme position, a cos omega t. If nothing is given, what can we do? A sin omega t plus phi. So different cases will come. Okay, different scenarios will come. We will have to apply the logic as per the situation. Okay, so this is all about displacement. Okay, done. Bharat and Hemant absent. Okay, pa? Okay. Okay. Now displacement we have seen. Now slowly we will see how to see the velocity. Okay. Okay. Now I am simply considering a case A sin omega t. I am going to consider a case where the particle starts from mean position. From the particle starts from mean position. I am considering a case. So how to find velocity? We cannot apply v is equal to s by t. We cannot apply v is equal to u plus at, not constant acceleration. The only way is to do calculus. So v is equal to dx by dt. So d by dt of a sin omega t. So enna varum? Okay. Omega a apro cos omega a omega t. Correct thane? So this omega will come out omega a cos omega t. Correct thane? Okay. So this is what is velocity if we get an equation like this. Correct? So how we can put displacement there? Say for example velocity in displacement, that is at x is equal to a, that is at this, when the displacement is amplitude, what is the velocity? When the displacement is mean at mean position, or when the position of the particle is at mean position, what is the velocity? Or in between half of the amplitude, what is the velocity? We need to find all these. So we need the equation of velocity in terms of what also? Displacement also. So fine. So here sine square omega t plus cos square omega t is equal to what? So cos omega is equal to 1 minus sine square omega t. Cos omega t is equal to root of 1 minus sine square omega t. So when if I substitute like that, I will be getting velocity v is equal to omega a into root of 1 minus sine square omega t. When we multiply it inside, we will be getting root of omega square a square minus omega square a square sine square omega t. What is x? A sine omega t. Okay, so if I do that, we will be getting root of what I can take outside? Omega I can take outside. Okay, let it be, no worries. Okay, we'll do like that. So omega square a square minus omega square x square. So omega square x square. So velocity v is equal to omega into root of a square minus x square, where this a is amplitude and x is the displacement. Clear? So this is the general formula for velocity. Here it doesn't have any cos term, it doesn't have any sin term. This is general formula. Whether particle is at extreme, if it is starting from mean, it doesn't bother us. Okay, shall I erase this part? Erase pannalama. Okay, so now V is equal to root of a square minus x square. Okay, at mean position, at a mean position, what is x, Tangams? 0. So V is equal to what? Omega a. So this is the maximum velocity possible. Maximum velocity happens at the mean position, correct? Same way, at the extreme position, at the extreme position, x is equal to what? Amplitude a. So that time what will happen? Velocity will become 0. Okay, nothing but if it is a simple pendulum, it will go at the extreme and it will stop. Then it will come at the mean position, it will have maximum velocity. That is what it is saying. What is this equation mathematically? See, x square by a square plus v square by a square omega square is equal to 1. I'll write in another form, x square by, okay, leave it, we'll keep like this, a square plus y square by a square omega square is equal to 1. What equation is this? This V I have replaced with y just to show that graphically this is y axis. So x square by a square plus y square by a square is equal to 1 is what? X square by a square plus y square by a square is equal to 1. What is the equation of circle? Getting or what? So simply if it is x square by a square plus y square by a square is equal to 1 circle, a small change that will be a brother of circle. Ellipse. So this is nothing but this is actually formula of ellipse. So here if we put velocity in y-axis and displacement in x-axis, velocity in y-axis and displacement in x-axis, we will be getting ellipse. Okay, and this length is going to be a and this length is going to be a omega. Okay, clear? Not at all. So if this both are same, if this denominator and this denominator is same, this and this will be same. That is why this will become circle. Now this is different. If in the case of x, if the denominator is different, this thing will come here. Okay, semi-major axis, all those things you have studied, no? Even in gravitation also, in Kepler's law, this will come. So velocity displacement curve is what? Ellipse. Okay, velocity displacement curve is ellipse. Now what is this omega, children? Angular frequency. Suppose if this angle is 1, if this angular frequency is 1, what will happen? The equation will take which form? X square by a square plus v square by a square is equal to 1. What is this? Circle. Okay, so if the angular frequency is 1, then velocity displacement curve will become a circle. Okay, be very clear, precise. So take the first question. We will practice some problems, then we'll continue. A simple harmonic oscillator has an amplitude A. Question number 1. SHM has an amplitude A and time period T. The time required by it to travel from x is equal to A to x is equal to A by 2. So suppose if this is the mean position, it should travel from A to what? A by 2. So this SHM is starting from where? Extreme position or mean position? Extreme position. So x is equal to A cos omega t. Okay, right. Now what is the displacement? From where we should measure displacement? From mean position. So this is that, since this is A by 2, from here also it is going to be A by 2. So displacement is A by 2. This is going to be A cos. What is the time period? T. Omega is what? 2 pi by T. So 2 pi divided by T into T. So this will take the form, right? So A will be cancelled. Cos into 2 pi by T into T will become 1 by 2. So cos theta is equal to 1 by 2 when theta is what? 60 degree. Pi by 3. So this term must be pi by 3, then only this 1 by 2 will come. Pi will be cancelled. So this small time t is equal to what? T divided by 6. So they have given the time based on capital T, right? So take that answer. Is it okay? Comfortable all of you? Nitish? Nandida? We'll move to next question. Okay then. Next one. Few. Okay. யாருக்கும் தூக்கம் வரல, தூக்கம் வர மாதிரி தான் சொல்லணும். ஓகே, தூக்கம் வருது சார்னு சொன்னால் போதும். நம்ம ஆட்டம் பாட்டம் கொண்டாட்டம் எல்லாம் முடிச்சுட்டு we will continue. ஓகே, புரியுதுங்களா? நீங்கள் சீரியஸாக படிச்சுட்டு இருக்கும்போது எனக்கு எதுவும் பேசுறதுக்கு பயமாக தான் இருக்கும். பயங்கர போர்டு பார்த்து அப்படியே படிச்சுட்டு இருக்குல்ல. ஸோ அந்த டைமில் வேறு பேசிட்டு இருந்தால் சார் சும்மா வீண் பேசிகிட்டு இருக்கு, எங்களுடைய டைம் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கு, டோன்ட் வேஸ்ட் மை டைம் சார் அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் பார்த்து பயந்து தான் சப்ஜெக்ட் மேலே கவனம் கொடுத்துட்ருக்கு. தூக்கம் வர மாதிரி இருந்துச்சுன்னா அது எனக்கு ஒரு கேப். எனக்கு என்ன பிடிக்கும்? எனக்கு விளையாடிட்டு இருக்கிறது தான் பிடிக்கும். ஓகே, ஃபுல் 24/7 365 டேஸ் விளையாடுறது கிடைச்சதுன்னா அவ்வளோ சந்தோஷம். ஓகே, பேசாமல் ஏதாச்சும் வாட்டர் அண்ட் தீம் பார்க்கில் வேலை கேட்கலாமான்னு யோசிக்கிறேன். ஓகே, அங்கே அதுக்குள்ளே இந்த அங்கே இதெல்லாம் இருக்குல்ல, ஸ்விம்மிங் பூலு, தண்ணியில் வந்து இறங்குறது, யாருக்கு ஏதாச்சும் ஆக்சிடென்ட் எல்லாம் வரக்கூடாது இல்லை, அதுக்காக அங்கே கொஞ்சம் பேர் இப்படி நடந்துட்டு இருக்குமா, இப்படிலாம் ஒரு சில பேர் இப்படி நடந்துட்டு இருக்குல்ல. ஸோ அதுக்கு பதிலாக சின்ன சேஞ்சு என்ன, தண்ணிக்குள்ளே பார்த்துக்கிறதும், அங்கேருந்து குதிச்சுட்டு வந்து ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுக்கு என்ன தண்ணிக்குள்ளே இருக்கலாம்ல. கூடவே இருந்துக்கலாம். ஓகே, மக்கள் கூடவே இருந்துட்டு அவங்களுக்கு பாதுகாப்பாக இருக்கிறது அது ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும். அப்படி பார்க்கலாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ தூக்கம் வர்ற மாதிரி இருந்தால் சொல்லணும். இப்போ பாரு எல்லாரும் எவ்வளோ சந்தோஷமா நாங்கள் இருக்கிறது எல்லாமே தெரியும். ஓகே, கிளியர். அப்போ இங்கே போகலாமா? செகண்ட் கொஸ்டின் போகலாமா? எல்லாருக்கும் சந்தோஷமாச்சு இல்லை? ஓகே, செகண்ட் கொஸ்டின். A mass m is equal to 100 grams is attached to attached at the end of a light spring. Light spring na massless spring. Spring oda mass consider panna vendam. Which oscillates on a frictionless horizontal table with an amplitude equal to 0.16 meter. Okay, and the time period is equal to 2 seconds. Okay, initially the mass is released from rest at t is equal to 0. Okay, and the displacement is equal to minus 0.16 meters. Okay, so time t is equal to 0. At a time t is equal to 0, displacement is what? Minus 0.16 meters. The expression for the displacement of the mass at any time t. Easy then. So basically x is equal to a cos omega t. At a time t is equal to 0, this is in the left extreme. This is in the left extreme. So நம்ம வந்து இங்க வந்து x வந்து minus 0.16 is equal to what is this? Okay, வேண்டாம். Okay, 0.16 is equal to 0.16 cos omega t. Okay, what is given in the options? They have substituted for the value of omega. So 2 pi by 2 into t. So what we can do? Simply we can put like, okay, if we need to write in terms of x, just put the negative sign here, 0.16 cos pi t. Correct or what?
So it should be minus a cos omega t.
Minus a cos omega t. If we want, we can write like x is equal to, this is general equation. Since this is in the left extreme, we have given as minus. So here only actually we are putting minus, but putting in the standard form we will be getting as x is equal to minus 0.16 cos pi t. Okay, which option is that? D. B, yes. So option B. Clear? Okay, clear? Okay, done? ஏதோ மனவலி இருக்குதோ? அங்கதான் மனவலி. ஷா அவர்களே. ഒന്നുകൂടി പറഞ്ഞേ.
അല്ല സർ x equal to minus 0.16 അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ x equal to minus 0.16.
x is equal to minus 0.16. x is equal to minus 0.16. ഇങ്ങനെ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ you are saying that we should put a negative here. Amplitude always we will place the amplitude that extreme magnitude value only. So see, this is the standard equation. This is the standard equation. X is equal to a cos omega t. We used to put a negative here just to show that this displacement is on the other side. இப்போ mean position இருக்கும்போது just to show that this is the displacement. Now they have very clearly given that displacement is equal to minus 0.16. So that already we are placing here. So inga already, since we are addressing this negative, inga marubadiyum negative pottingna it will become double negative and effectively this here we will put negative in the, simply we will be putting negative here, then we will be putting this negative to this side and adjusting. Avlodhaan. Clear pa? Okay. Okay. Third question. The motion of a particle is given by x is equal to 0.01 sine 100 pi t plus 0.5. So this is the equation of SHM, where x is in meter, t is in seconds. What is the time period? What is the time period? Enappa? 0.02. Okay. So what is this? This is omega. So omega is equal to 100. So this is equal to 2 pi by t. So t is equal to 2 pi by 100 pi. So this will become 0.02 seconds. Fine. Option B. Okay, right. Fourth question. Yeah. Fourth question is two equations of 2 SHM are given. X is equal to A sin omega t minus alpha and y is equal to b cos omega t minus alpha. Problem number 4. So x is equal to A sin omega t minus alpha and y is equal to b cos omega t minus alpha. What is the phase difference between these two? Hmm. 90 degree. Jayashree Papa, and answer. Solving by yourself is very important. Okay, எல்லாருமே தனியா solve பண்ணுங்க. That is extremely important. Physics teaching or physics learning is not based learning, another is skill based learning. Some extent chemistry can be considered as, once you get the information, then the processing will not much headache. Still, if you consider it and JE, that or there also twist will be there. Skill is required, but physics is exclusively knowledge plus skill based learning. After attaining skill knowledge, you will have to know how to solve problems. Problem solving skill you should improve. Adukku enna pannanum? You should try in the class itself. That is extremely important. Sir solution போடுற வரைக்கும் வெயிட் பண்ற மாதிரி ஒரு பழக்கம் இருந்துச்சுன்னா கண்டிப்பா you should change it. Clear or what? Already we have mentioned this before, I feel. Okay, I believe. So it is important. இது என்ன வரும்? என்ன answer? Pi by 2. என்ன option pa? C. So that is the correct answer. Okay. So here x is in the form of sine. No problem. Directa, if you take this phase and take this phase, if you try to subtract and find, you will get wrong answer. Because this is sine, this is cos. So put the cos in the sine form. B sine cos is ahead of sine by pi by 2. So omega t plus pi by 2 minus alpha. Now both are in standard form. Okay, so what they are asking? Phase difference. Phase difference, if we consider any phase, okay, this minus omega t minus alpha. Okay, so if you solve this, we will be getting pi. Okay, done. Okay, problem number 5. Problem number 5. A body is executing SHM with an angular frequency 2 radians per second. Okay, angular frequency is 2 radians per second. Okay, the velocity of the body at 20 millimeter displacement. So when x is equal to 20 millimeter, what is the velocity? Amplitude is given as 60 millimeter. Okay, so what is the formula of velocity? V is equal to omega into a square minus x square. Correct or what? So apply this. So 2 into root of 60 millimeter square minus 20 millimeter square. So simplify this. What answer will be getting, children? 113 millimeter per second. 113 millimeter per second is the answer. Which option? C. Okay, done. Problem number 6. Problem number 6. A body executing SHM has equation y is equal to 0.30 sine 220t plus 0.64 meters. Okay, then the frequency and maximum velocity of the body. Okay, so frequency and Vmax. This is what the question is. So what is 2 pi f, which is given as okay. So from here we'll be getting frequency. F is equal to 220 divided by 2 pi. We will be getting 35 hertz. Okay, so that is fine. Another question is maximum velocity. V max is nothing but at mean position a omega. Here amplitude is 0.30 and omega is given as 220. So what we will be getting? 66 meter per second. And the option? A. Okay, fine. Right. Are you comfortable? Any doubt? Anyone? We'll go to next one. Question number 7. A particle starts SHM from the mean position. The amplitude is A and time period is T. At what time its speed is half of the maximum speed? At the time when the speed is half of the maximum speed, its displacement is. Question is about displacement. What is the displacement when velocity is equal to V max by 2? Okay, simple question. Okay, so V is equal to omega into root of a square minus a square minus x square. So this is the equation of velocity. And what is V max? Omega a. So omega a by 2, this velocity is equal to, what about this one? we need to find x from this equation. Correct, Dana? Okay, so what we are getting, children? A square by 4 is equal to a square minus x square. So x square is equal to a square minus a square by 4. So this one is full, this one is call 1 by 4. So this is going to be 3 by 4 into a square. Correct, Anna? So x is equal to what? Root 3 by 2 into a. See? Okay, question number 8. A particle performs SHM. The equation of its motion is x is equal to 5 sine 4t minus pi by 6. Its displacement of the particle is 3 units, then its velocity is. Okay, so when x is equal to 3 units, what is the velocity? So v is equal to omega is what? 4 into root of here 5 square is 25 minus this one is going to be 9, and what about this one? 4 into 4, 16 meter per second. Okay, option D. Come to next question. A simple pendulum performs SHM about mean position with amplitude a time period t. The speed of the pendulum when x is equal to a. Okay, so v is equal to omega into root of a square minus x square is here nothing but a square by 4. So omega into 3 by 4 a square. So here the answers are in the form of time period. So 2 pi by time period is how much? T into root 3 by 2 into a. So velocity is equal to root 3 a pi divided by t. Option A. Okay, clear? So question number 10, what is the answer? I need not solve, no? Question number 10, what is the answer? 2 pi. Question number 10, C answer we are getting. Okay, question number 11. D. Question number 11, D. Question number 12, B. Then question number 13, question number 12 is B then. Question number 13 is C. So all these problems you can do now. Okay, just simple application of velocity. Okay, done. Okay, fine. Now we will move to acceleration. Okay. acceleration, fine. So suppose if we consider x is equal to a sine omega t, okay, displacement is equal to a sine omega t, something is starting from mean position. Now its velocity is what? Dx by dt, we will be getting a omega cos omega t. Now if we try to find acceleration, if we differentiate velocity dv by dt or d square x by dt square, when we do, what we will be getting? Again a omega square, a differentiation of cos will be what? Minus of sine omega t. Now if we write like this, minus omega square a sine omega t, this is what is acceleration. This a omega t is here. So we can write like a is equal to what? Minus omega square into x. Okay, so minus omega square into displacement is what is? Acceleration. Okay, the same thing only. Suppose if we write f is equal to minus kx, f is equal to minus kx, we used to write f is equal to minus kx. So this one, if we write like ma is equal to what? Minus m omega square into x. Agreed? Okay then. So here we can write like k is equal to what? M omega square, and we can write omega is equal to root of k by m. Okay, so these relations we will see again. Okay, but what we can infer from here is, from this acceleration equation, a is equal to minus omega square x, even though without using force equation we will be able to judge whether an equation is simple harmonic or not using this itself. Suppose if we get an equation, if we check its acceleration, and if it is of the form minus omega square x, then that is SHM. We need not check its force and all, we can the acceleration itself. So if this condition is also valid for what? Condition valid for SHM. Condition valid for simple harmonic motion. Okay, we will be making use of it. Right? Now, when x is equal to 0, that is mean position. Mean position, what is acceleration? Acceleration is equal to 0. Okay, when x is equal to a, that is at extreme position. At extreme position, a max is equal to what? Minus omega square into a. Okay. Look at this. F is equal to minus kx and A is equal to minus omega square x. Force and acceleration are always opposite to displacement. Displacement we will be measuring from mean position. Displacement we will be measuring from mean position. So the direction of force and acceleration will be always opposite to the direction of displacement. Okay, so that is the meaning of that negative. Clear? Right. Shall I this? See children, this chapter, if we understand properly, 90% of the questions we will feel very comfortable and easy. Purilena da kashto. Purinchna very simple. Some questions are there, key questions are also there. Okay, so that a lot we will have to deal. Summary of this displacement, velocity, acceleration, force I am going to put summary. Suppose x is equal to A sin omega t, then V is equal to A omega cos omega t, acceleration is equal to minus A omega square sin omega t. If we need force also, what will happen? Minus m omega square A sin omega t. Correct or what? Just simply I added with the mass. Okay. Now, if I draw the waveform, okay, this is A sin omega t. So here the amplitude is A. Okay, amplitude is A. Suppose if we draw the waveform of velocity, this is nothing but A cos omega t. So here this will come like this. So the amplitude difference between displacement and velocity is nothing but a factor of omega will have to be multiplied. The phase difference between displacement and velocity is what? Pi by 2. Pi by 2. Okay. Now see, if we take acceleration sin omega t but negative, so just flip it. Bus. What is the change in amplitude? The amplitude difference between acceleration and x is nothing but here A omega square. Correct or what? So between velocity and acceleration, factor of omega. Suppose if the amplitude of velocity is 2, angular frequency is given as 4, then 2 into 4, 8 over. Understand? So understand these small points so that it will be very easy to relate and get the answers. Okay. So suppose if I take force, what is the phase difference between velocity and acceleration? 90 degree still. Okay, just 90 degree. Correct or what? 90 degree. Between displacement and 180 degree. Pi. Now between force and acceleration there is no phase difference. But what will change? Amplitude will change. M omega square A. M omega square A. So everything came here. displacement, velocity, acceleration, force, full phase difference, amplitude difference. So just like this is velocity amplitude is omega times the displacement amplitude, likewise. அதே மாதிரி okay. Okay children, shall I erase this? Erase பண்ண வேண்டாமா? என்னமோ சொல்றதுக்கு இருக்கு போல. எழுதணுமா? எழுதிக்கோங்க. என்ன ஆக போகுது? Okay, now that handout, question number 14. Okay, so here which of the following function represent SHM? What is the first equation? Sine 2 omega t. So what they are asking is which of the following function represents SHM? So adukku vandu easy method enna, just consider this as a displacement. Okay, displacement. Find velocity. V is equal to 2 omega cos 2 omega t. Acceleration is equal to 4 omega square minus sine 2 omega t. Correct or what? So acceleration is what actually? Minus 4 omega square into x. Okay, so what is acceleration? Acceleration is equal to minus omega square x. If this is the structure, then what is that? SHM. This is SHM. If you multiply with a constant maximum, what will happen? Oru kutti yaanai konjam periya yaanai. Correct thane? Shape will not change, phase will not change, only thing is அவ்வளோதான். தட் இஸ் ஒன்லி டிஃப்ரென்ஸ். பெரிய எப்படியோ யோசிச்சு எக்ஸாம்பிள்லாம் சொல்லும்போது நம்மளை கேவலப்படுத்திட்டு இருக்கு. எல்லாம் இதுதான் பொறுமை தான் எனக்கு ஆயுதம். Understood children? Okay, second one. What is the second question? Sin omega t plus 2 cos omega t. So do the same thing. V is equal to omega cos omega t plus 2 omega sin omega t. A is equal to minus omega square sin omega t minus 2 omega square cos omega t. So minus omega square into sin omega t plus 2 cos omega t. Clear or what? Okay, then another minus omega square into x. So this is also what? SHM. Correct thane? Allayo? Alla? Ennadu? SHM, right? Enna doubt pa? Okay, right? So that is also SHM. Another equation given is y is equal to sin omega t plus cos 2 omega t. So again, v is equal to omega cos omega t minus 2 omega sin 2 omega t. Acceleration is equal to minus omega square sin omega t minus 4 omega square cos 2 omega t. So inga vandu minus omega square if we take outside, this will become sin omega t minus plus 4 cos 2 omega t. So this equation is different. This is not equal to, this is not equal to minus omega square y. This is not y. Or 4 anga edeyil illa. So this is not what? Not SHM. Okay, so nama ipo vandu for learning purpose we have done all this. All the way we have done. Idu potu. Ipo now we got experience illaya. We have seen. Enna kandupidichalam? Inga frequency different aayirunchuna enna varum? It will not be SHM. So அப்படி பார்த்துட்டு டைரக்டா ஆன்சர் போட்டுக்கணும். கரெக்டா? கிளியர்? அது ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் இல்லை. அது வந்து ஆப்ஷன்ஸ் ஆர் நாட் given, only questions are given. இது மூணுமே வந்து கொஸ்டின் தான். கரெக்டா? Okay, so this is how children. So இது வந்து whether an equation, whether a function is simple harmonic or not, அது வந்து பேசிக்ஸ்ல வரக்கூடிய விஷயம் தான். But if we do after finding how to do acceleration, இது வந்து easy ஆயிடும். So that is the reason. Okay, clear? அடுத்த question. என்னமோ சொல்லுறீங்க, நிறைய பேரோட ஃபேஸில் ஏதோ எக்ஸ்பிரஷன் வருது. இப்படி என்ன பிரேக் வேணுமா? அதுக்கா பிரேக் யாரும் சொல்லலையே. இப்போ டைம் என்னாச்சு? 11:40. சரி, அடுத்த கொஸ்டின் போடுறதுக்குள்ள ஜோஷா சார் வருவாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்ல. வரமாட்டாங்களோ? இந்த கொஸ்டின் கூட போடலாம். இது பாருங்க, கொஸ்டின் நம்பர் 14 தானே? 15. If two SHM are represented by, question number 15, two SHM are represented by y is equal to 10 sin 3 pi t 4. Okay, and y2 is equal to 5 sin 3 pi t plus root 3 pi t. Okay, so these are the two equations in the ratio of their amplitudes. find the ratio of their amplitudes. First adu paathitu solunga. First find amplitude. Whatever we have studied in AC, same structure only, sin omega t, cos omega t. So in these kind of trigonometric equations, if we get how to find the amplitude and all, already we have seen. One is to one. Okay. Kedikida 1:1. So y2 is equal to, multiply it inside, 5 sine 3 pi t plus 5 root 3 cos 3 pi t. So in these kind of situations, what is the amplitude? Root of a1 square plus a2 square. Okay, so this is going to be 5 square plus 5 square root 3 square. So what will come? 10 now? 10. So suppose if this is y2, we can consider this amplitude as a2. Its amplitude is a1, that is also 10. So the ratio of amplitude is 1:1. Okay. Next question is what? Find the phase difference between them. So try to find the phase difference between them. Ennappa? Correct. Five. Getting pa? இது pi by 4
pi by 2
அதோட ஃபேஸா
sin cos pi by 2
என்ன அங்கே ஒரு ஆம்பிளிடியூட் ஏறி வருது இல்லை, ரெண்டுமே ரெண்டு ஆம்பிளிடியூட் தான். See, so when you see this one, y1 is equal to 10 sin 3 pi t plus pi by 4, we can say that this is the phase. Phase of this one is 3 pi t plus pi by 4. Initial phase is nothing but pi by 4. When you take this function, the problem is this is sine and this is cos, and they are same function also. They are putting under same displacement. Here the amplitude is different, here the amplitude is different. I mean, if we consider this as separate functions, here the amplitude is different, here the amplitude is different. So what we need to do, we need to take this into a common thing. Like we need to get it in the form of sine itself, sine plus phi. So we should put into that form, then only we will be able to say correctly what is the phase of this. Okay, so what I am doing is y2 is equal to 5 sine 3 pi t plus 5 root 3 cos 3 pi t. Okay, so this term and this term are same. So if we see this formula, sin a plus b, sin a cos b plus cos a sin b, this term and this term is same. Same way, if we are putting, we just substitute 5 as sin phi and 5 root 3 as cos phi. So instead of 5 we put cos phi, instead of sin phi, and instead of cos phi, instead of 5 root 3 we are putting sin phi. We will be getting into this form. Now from here we will be able to find the answer. Okay, so a little bit different question, but this method, no, just making substitution for this amplitude, because this is constant, t term illenga, this is constant. So making this adjustment and finding the answer, sometimes we will be getting, in some questions it is there. So finding this, understanding this method is good. Okay, now from here we will be able to find the answer. Okay.
Phi should be cos phi.
Phi should be
This phi number should be cos phi.
Correct. Okay. Clear? Now from here what we can do? Sin phi we know, sin phi is 5 root 3, cos phi is what? 5. Now tan phi is equal to sin phi by cos, what we will be getting? Root 3. What is phi? 60 degree. We got the phase. Now y2 is equal to sin 3 pi t plus 60. புரியுதுங்களா? So y2 is equal to sin 3 pi t plus pi by 3. Now 10 sin 3 pi t plus pi by 4, y2 is equal to sin 3 pi t plus pi by 3. 3 pi t, 3 pi t, sin, no problem. Now we will be able to find the phase of both. என்ன கேட்டிருக்கு? Phase difference தானே கேட்டிருக்கு? Phase difference. So phase difference is nothing but pi by 3 minus pi by 4. So phase difference is equal to y2, okay, this phase of y2 minus phase of y1. So pi by 3, correct? So 3 pi t plus pi by 3 தான் complete phase. Okay, so pi by 3 minus pi by 4. என்ன வருது? Pi by 60, this is 30. என்ன வரும்? Pi by 12. 12 ah? Okay. Is it the correct answer? Yes. Understood? புரியுதுங்களா? Okay, light up, slightly different still. Ana, if you understand this method, you can apply this. So எப்பவுமே வந்து when you try to find the phase, we should put both in the standard form. So direct questions, easy questions என்னவா இருக்கும்? Simply cos தான் இருக்கும். Just plus pi by 2 போட்டுட்டு sin போட்டுட்டு we will be able to find the phase difference. அதுல எந்த பிரச்சனையும் இல்லை. But sin plus cos னு சொல்லிட்டு இப்படி கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா this is a method. You can remember this method. கரெக்டா இந்த method போட்டீங்கன்னா answer will come. Okay, so practice this method, okay, sometimes, and make sure you are very comfortably coming out of this situation with in less time. What's the question? 60 now. Now that is the easiest thing. Correct, Dona? We got to get the answer in less time. Application is very important, children. Whatever we study, whatever we are studying, applying at the question and getting the answers is very important. Correct or what? So whatever we are studying, just try to do experimentation. Konja time, spend some time on that. Okay, clear? Shall I erase this? Can you tell the answers quickly? Pata patan sulung answer. Which of the following functions of time represent SHM, periodic but not SHM, not periodic motion? Sin omega t plus cos omega t. SHM dane, no need to do, right? Okay, SHM na kandipa periodic dhaan irukum. Okay, next one, sin omega t plus cos 2 omega t plus sin 4 omega t. Not SHM, periodic ah illaya? Is it periodic or not? Periodic da, correct dane? It is periodic. What is the period of that function? In the basis of omega. Summa. What is the period of that function? Total. Sin omega t இருக்குது, sin 2 omega இருக்குது, cos 4 omega இருக்குது. So if we take separately, see this, sin omega t, this is a function, cos t is a function, adhe madri enna irukudhu, sin 4 omega t is another function. So idoda period vandu t is equal to 2 pi by omega, 2 pi by omega, correct dane? What about this one? 2 pi by 2 omega. Summa idu omega dash nu pottingina, okay, this is equal to 2 pi by 4 omega. So in the function, when this happens in the when this happens once, this function will happen twice. Understood or what? Adhe madri, when that happens once, how many times this will happen? 4 times. When do one thing, f is equal to omega by 2 pi, f is equal to 2 into omega by 2 pi. F is equal to omega into 4. When this happens once, how many cos 2 omega will happen? 2. 4. This one. So this we can say this full signal will be just like suppose if this 2 omega has happened in the same time duration, adenna nadakkum, this will be happening like okay இந்த மாதிரி தானே நடக்கும், கொஞ்சம் distorted, correct தானே? Understood the meaning le? So same way அது பாத்தீங்கன்னா அது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா 4 வாட்டி, ஓகே 4 வாட்டி, இது மூணுமே சேர்ந்து தானே சிக்னல் will come, அதோட shape will be something else. Now we need not bother about that. So correctா சொன்னீங்கன்னா the time period of this full will be the time period of this one. So time period of this is going to be, this full signal is going to be 2 pi by omega. 2 pi omega வரும்போது தான் this entire thing will repeat. Okay, once again I repeat, the individual time period of sin omega t is 2 pi by omega. Individual time period of cos 2 omega t is 2 pi by 2 omega. Individual time period of sin 4 omega t is 2 pi by 4 omega. Everything putting together, if we see, when this happens once, this will happen twice, this will happen 4 times. So this entire signal will repeat clearly only after 2 pi by omega. Correct தானே? இது வந்து 2 pi omega ல repeat ஆகும். This signal alone 2 pi by 2 omega ல repeat ஆயிட்டு இருக்குது. So but this 3 combination will repeat exactly after each time period of this one. That is the meaning of this. Hope you understood. Okay. அடுத்தது e raised to minus omega t. e raised to minus omega t டக் டக்னு சொல்லுங்க. பீரியாடிக் கூட கிடையாது, not periodic. Okay, log omega t, not SHM, not even periodic. Sin omega t minus cos omega t, SHM, same frequency. Okay, sin cube omega t, expand பண்ணும்போது என்ன வரும்? sin cube omega t, when you expand, we will be getting 3 cos theta minus என்னது sin 3 theta by 4 le. So their frequency is different, right? If you expand this, frequency will be different. So obviously that will not be SHM. So path order சொல்லுவீங்கல்ல, SHM or not. Okay, right. Periodic. Okay, that is also periodic, just in the same case, just like this. Okay.